the Wright brothers plane. Okay. And here we have the world's smallest plane. Or at one time was the world's smallest airplane. I mean, look at this wee little thing.
They have a bunch of...
This is a home-built aircraft.
I was going to say, they have a bunch of these home-built ones. There's one over there that is literally plywood. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you are telling me that you are going to fly in something that you made with your own two hands that is a plywood box? Have you lost your mind?
This holds the record as the world's smallest jet aircraft. Oh, it made an appearance in the James Bond film Octopussy. I think I vaguely remember that. I mean, I watched the Roger Moore ones,
Yeah.
but I don't rewatch them.
No. I mean, occasionally if they're on, I'll just like leave it on, but...
Yeah. So the Lynx is a British-made helicopter. Apparently, a modified version of this once held, or still holds, the world's fastest helicopter record, which is interesting. I would not have picked this one to hold that. It's a small 2-passenger helicopter. They built a couple, gave them to the military to test in the 1950s, and the military's like, we don't know what the heck to do with this.
Yeah.
And that was it. Okay. Okay, let's go look over here. YouTube doesn't like it when we put children in videos. So I mean I'm being cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, so yeah, if they accidentally and in the distance, whatever, but there's kids running around, so we gotta be careful about where we go. So the Grumman F-11A Tiger, painted up as a Blue Angels aircraft. Huh. So apparently jet aircraft were progressing so rapidly in the 1950s that this plane was obsolete before it even entered service. It was only on active duty or frontline service for 4 years before it was replaced by the F-8 Crusader. So the F-11 was replaced by the F-8.
Huh.
Makes sense. Yeah, great job with the numbering system, guys. And where's the... I mean, this is obviously the F-4 Phantom painted up like the Thunderbirds. But I don't see a plaque for it. There, over there. There it is. Oh, that's for the overhead. Is this the F-4 plaque? Nope, that's for that. There's the plaque. See, what it's interesting about this specific aircraft. The F-4E Phantom II. It was originally designated the F-110, but Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara did a unified designation scheme in the 60s, apparently. So this aircraft actually served with the Thunderbirds from 69 to 74. This is what a great paint job. Here we have the nose section of an A-10. I'm sure they got a full aircraft somewhere. Tried to call the official name was the Thunderbolt II, and pilots quickly named it the Warthog. Apparently it's so damn ugly. Basically, they took a gun and then built an aircraft around it. I've seen some cross sections, some pictures, and the gun takes up an amazing amount of space. You know, a lot of times people think that the gun is only going to go back like a couple of feet, but it literally goes back behind the cockpit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's that big. The whole system, yeah. So it first was introduced in the 70s, and the Air Force started trying to replace it in the 1980s. The Air Force never, for some reason, the Air Force never liked this plane, but it is literally still flying today. Every couple of years, the Air Force tries to get rid of it, and it seems like we always come up with, you know what, but what if we used it for this? Although I heard recently that the Air Force has stopped training pilots for it.
Oh.
They finally shut down the training pipeline for it. So it's probably on the way out here soon. But yeah, first flew in 1976. That's 50 years ago.
I know. Hey, do you want to do the
You're gonna go outside while it's
come back in? Well, it's, I mean, I'm not
cool.
gonna say while it's cool, but while it's cooler, then it's gonna be later.
That sounds like a great idea. Okay. We're gonna check out some of the outdoor displays. It's 10 o'clock and it's still cool. There's actually a nice breeze going on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hit the outside here for a little bit. Look at this. They got like 5 Harriers, if not 6. It's hard to tell. At least 6 Harriers, which is insane.
Yeah, so we've got...
So looking on the map there, we are at U.S. Air Force fighters and others.
Yeah.
In this middle section.
I'd
Okay.
say we can start on the right because that's where like the helicopters and the bombers and everything are. And then
Oh, you want to go all the way over there and then kind of work our way through?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. This is the CQ-24A K-Max. This was actually an unmanned helicopter. So a test plane. What'd you say it was?
It looks like if Pixar designed a helicopter. This is what it would look like.
This may actually be in the Pixar movie Planes.
I've never seen that. Let's try it out.
I haven't either.
Do that before our next Disney trip.
No, Planes is disturbing though, just on the concept. So they have a World War II scene in it.
Do they?
Yes. Which implies that there is a plane Hitler.
Okay. I think you've gone too far.
Well, I don't think so. What a cool paint job though.
That's so cool.
Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk anti-submarine helicopter. It's one of the, it's kind of cool. So both the Army and the Air Force and the Navy, both Army, Air Force, Navy, and the Marines all fly the 60. They all have obviously different designations because there are some subtle differences. One of the neat differences is the location of the tail wheel. See, the Navy helicopters have it right there at the junction, basically the fuselage and the tail, and Army helicopters have it all the way at the tail, which we'll see if we stumble across an Army UH-60 at some point. That's because the Army likes it on the back because it protects the tail rotor better, But the Navy needs to have it closer because they land on smaller platforms on ships.
How do you keep all this in your head?
I don't know.
Okay.
Look at the size of this thing. Tired Dude 05. Okay. Obviously a cargo helicopter.
God.
I kind of wish they had a little more detail on these other than just the nameplate. This thing is a monster. I've never heard of this one. I don't know what's going on here other than some kind of weird painting contest. We're just gonna move past those. These almost look like they're, I mean, they're obviously not, but they kind of look like the victims of graffiti. It is CH-53. But Erica was inside and she was looking at the links and she's like, oh, I didn't realize helicopters were so big.
Well, I always see them from far away.
Yeah.
And I've never seen things like this as, like, quote unquote, a helicopter. That's that's an insane.
I have never flown in this one. But this is a monster. And over here we have a Russian built Hind helicopter. I mean, Mi-24. These were, well, sort of shown in the blockbuster Red Dawn, the OG, not the cheesy remake one. But well, it was visual modified, so it was not a real Mi-24.
Okay.
But it was designed to represent one, so it's kind of close. And I believe, actually, I think we had one of these in the recent Top Gun.
Oh, the one that tries to kill Maverick?
Maverick, yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
It may be a much newer model, but this is pretty cool.
Greg, do you know what this thing is?
That is a sky crane. This is a, I know it was flown during Vietnam. I don't know when it was phased out. But obviously a heavy lift helicopter. They would use I know these were used in Vietnam to carry other helicopters around. Like if the helicopter crashed and they needed to recover it, they would send this out to pick it up and move them, amongst other heavy stuff. You can see the size of the cargo area is designed to be able to carry a shipping container.
Oh, yeah.
Or like a vehicle like a Jeep or a truck, or again, large helicopters. But the large helicopters would be sling loaded and not carried immediately underneath it.
Of course. Everybody knows that.
Right. CH-54. It's probably still in use in some places. I think I believe a lot of times these are used for firefighting.
Oh, that makes sense.
To be able to carry the heavy water loads.
Yeah.
Okay, so over here.
This is what I think helicopters look like.
I feel like your entire knowledge of helicopters comes from watching MASH.
It 100% does, and that's how big I think a helicopter should be.
Yeah. If you watch the intro to MASH, and it was this,
Yeah.
not this model, but a very similar sized model. Over here we have a Cobra. This is a newer model of the first dedicated attack helicopter. Marines are still flying these today. We have the CH-46. This has been replaced by the Osprey. But, I think this is the aircraft. I was told that it's when it stops leaking hydraulic fluid, worry, because that means it's empty of hydraulic fluid. these helicopters have seen better days. But yeah, I mean, it's Arizona sun. It's hard to.
Yeah.
But one of these is probably one of the helicopters, not the exact helicopter, obviously, but a model of the helicopters that rescued Tom Cruise in Top Gun. We'd have to go back and look and see which one it is.
But we're in that action movie about the Coast Guard.
Yes, but I think that's a newer one, so I think those are all the 60s. There's another twin rotor aircraft. Look at this, look at this little thing, the Husky. Oops. There's the Husky right there. Look at it, it's adorables. I love this exhaust pipe over there. That's kind of bonkers. Standard Huey.
Can you explain naming conventions?
Traditionally, the Army has named helicopters after Indian tribes, Native American tribes. The Huey, actually, the original name is the Iroquois. But in the 1960s, when this was first adopted, nowadays they put the H first, followed by the H is second.
Okay.
So the type of helicopter it is comes first. O for an observation helicopter, A for an attack helicopter, U for a utility helicopter.
Okay.
But in the 60s, it was reversed. So it was HU1.
So Huey.
Huey.
Got it.
And the name has just stuck. So here we have the OH-58 Kiowa. I have flown in these, actually.
No, they look terrifying.
This is basically, it's a Bell Jet Ranger, which you may recognize from a lot of movies. But this is the Army's version, which they call the OH-58 Kiowa. So I've flown in the Alpha version, which is what this is. So this has a cargo compartment or passenger compartment behind the pilots. And then I've actually flown in the Delta version, which is the attack helicopter version. The OH-58 Delta, the crew compartment, the passenger compartment in the back is full of like avionics and other kinds of stuff. So it is actually only a 2-seat aircraft, but is the only Army helicopter that can fly with only a single pilot, which is authorized to fly with a single pilot. So when I was in Korea, we used to trade the helicopter pilots. We would let them drive tanks and they would give us helicopter rides. They were so excited. They'd be like, "Oh my God, you really let me drive a tank?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I let privates drive tanks." You're a warrant officer, you'll be fine. This place is huge, so okay. So that's it for the helicopter section.
Yeah.
I assume we'll have some more helicopters in some of the hangars later on. Okay, we got a crew over here that's washing these helicopters, so we will washing these airplanes. So we're gonna skip this section and continue on down here.
I want to see the bombers.
Which I think that is what we're headed towards.
Because I love those. They're so gigantic.
They're so monstrous. So sometimes they need to bring back some of the historical names. So the Convair B-58 Hustler. What a great name for an airplane, the Hustler. Probably not at all named after a men's magazine, which is hopefully out of business now. Look at this thing, 1959 to 1970. It's kind of crazy to go look at the service life of aircrafts in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah. Yeah. 20, 30 years.
This was active duty for 10 years. And if you recall, we were just there, the A-10 is going on 50.
Yeah.
The F-15, F-16, I mean, granted, we're replacing them, but they have also been in service since like the 70s, or if not the early 80s. Granted, we tend to kind of upgrade things, and plus also I think probably the newer manufacturing techniques and metallurgy and stuff like that makes them a little more longer lasting. So here we have the B-52 up here.
Oh, there we go. Hate that band.
The Lone Star Lady. Okay. Yes, the Texas state outline up top kind of gives that away. Should have caught that earlier. The B-52s, things have been flying since the 50s. I remember reading an article where a pilot flew the same aircraft that her grandfather had. It was a B-52.
27 years?
Yeah. So this is the B-52D. I don't even know what they're up to now. So the Ds apparently went out of service in 1983, but we are still flying B-52s today. We had B-52s bombing Iraq in the year of our Lord 2026. Erica, go stand there. Okay. We can get an idea of just how huge this is. She's standing next to the tires. These things are huge. And they've got more than one. Here we have another B-52. Valkyrie. I love the naming and the nose art. We need to bring that back more. B-52G. You definitely see there. I mean, here's a clearly. So this is probably some targeting stuff of some kind. Right here. Newer model. Yeah, these things are so big.